I'm Kelly Horyczun here with Troy Hutchison at Arizona Stadium. We just saw Arizona take down UCLA. That is the third-ranked team in back-to-back weeks that Arizona has knocked off. Just what are your initial takeaways from this evening?
Yeah, you look a couple weeks ago after the loss to Washington, and it looked kind of bleak for Arizona. Yes, they were able to make that game competitive, but you look down the stretch of the schedule, 4 ranked teams coming up. They're able to get that 2-point loss against USC and kind of gain momentum. And now to be at this point right now in this season where Arizona's 6-3 during that tough stretch, I don't think anybody saw that coming. This team clearly believed in it. And when you look at both sides of the ball, it all starts from up front for Arizona.
Absolutely. And I mean, we saw great things on both sides of the ball this evening. I mean, I definitely was blown away. They definitely exceeded my expectations. So let's break each side down. Let's start with defense. I mean, really things started to get rolling after the block punt. So what were you seeing in some sequences that were really working for the Wildcats?
Yeah, when you look at UCLA, they were the number, I think, 18 in the country in terms of running the football coming into the game, number 1 in the Pac-12. They couldn't do anything against Arizona's defensive front. This Wildcat front has been ranked in the top 13 in terms of stopping the run, and they made it personal this game. Tyler Manoa, Taylor Upshaw, they were starting up front and getting in the backfield and really slowing the UCLA run game down and forcing the Bruins into 3rd and long situations. And with their quarterback play, that spelled success for Arizona. They are able to overcome a few penalties, a few things that didn't go their way. And, this team now, when you look at it, their identity's on the defensive side of the ball. Yes, Arizona is an offensive team underneath Coach Jedd Fisch, but it all starts with Arizona's defense. That's put them from an okay team to one of the better teams in the country right now.
Absolutely. And now let's talk about the offense. They were going up against the number 1 defense in the Pac-12. They lead the conference for the most sacks at 31 going into tonight, as well as the fewest points allowed at 15, and Arizona just exceeded that. So what was the offense doing right to not fear such a loud and proud defense that UCLA was putting up?
What's interesting, it started off so bad for Arizona. They had the pick, almost was a pick 6. They were able to trip them up and then hold them to a missed field goal. So it didn't start great for Arizona offensively, but they kind of settled in. Noah Fifita was hitting his checkdowns, just simply, making a simple play and then running the football. In the first half, I think they only had like 40-something yards rushing, but they didn't give up on the run. They ended the game with over 130 yards on the ground. And this UCLA defense, like you said, it's the number 1 defense in the Pac-12. It's also the number 1 defense in rushing in the Pac-12 as well. So Arizona just being able to get that push up front from its offensive line. Raymond Polito got in the game late, and they were rolling like a well-oiled machine, and it really starts up front for Arizona's offensive line. When they're rolling, everything's easy for that offense.
And what do you think really made this team make the turnaround? I mean, we saw them in a couple really close games earlier this season, but they just couldn't squeeze out the win. And now we've seen them in close ones back to back to back against big competitors. What do you think is the difference now that we're seeing them on the winning end of things?
Yeah, I think the 2 biggest things are red zone offense. They went 5 for 5 today in the red zone, had the field goal just outside of the red zone. So they're finishing drives. And then 3rd down offense. I think they converted 10 of 12 at one point in this game. Earlier in the season, they were below 40%. And last season, they were around 45, 48%. So they struggled to begin the year on 3rd downs. But now this season, at this point, they're one of the better 3rd down conversion teams in the conference right now. And they're just rolling, and they know what they need to do. They're doing the simple things, and they're not getting ahead of themselves. They're not shooting themselves in the foot. You're not seeing penalties come back and kill drives. I think that's the biggest thing is they're playing with confidence. They know what they want to do, and they're just going out and executing.
And with this win, they're now at 6 wins this season. That means they're going bowling. They are bowl bound. That's for the first time since 2017. Next week, they have Boulder. So a lot of big things still ahead for them. What do you think they need to do in order to still have success for the rest of the season?
I think the biggest thing is don't focus in on this moment. Don't focus in on these past 3 weeks. You've kind of seen Arizona teams in years past where they have the big win, they have the signature win, and then the letdown comes right after that. You're going on the road to Boulder. Colorado is far away from what it was at the beginning of the season. They're going through ebbs and flows, ups and downs, and now they're sitting at 4-5 trying to make a bowl game. You're going to get a hungry Colorado team. Just be you. Do what you do best. Don't overthink it. Run the football. win the line of scrimmage on both sides, and you should be fine. And then you get Utah and ASU to close out the season. And all of a sudden, a season that, you had 3 losses real quick, you're looking at a possibility where Arizona can finish anywhere from 8 to 9 wins in the regular season. With a team that was picked to finish around 5-6 wins, they hit the over in Vegas tonight. So you're in a great place right now. Just keep it one game at a time like they've been doing. And you could see Arizona in the Alamo Bowl this season.
Absolutely. We'll continue to have coverage from this game and continue to dissect and analyze everything that happened here at Arizona Stadium tonight. So make sure to still follow along GOAZCATS.com all week. Reporting in Tucson, Troy Hutchison, Kelly Horyczun.